Welcome to episode 29 of Bite Size UGC. I'm Captain P.F. Dennis, and with me as always is Kirkfat. We played a rather lengthy and detailed mission this week, and it's called Finding Resolution by A.J. Stoner. It's a Fed mission with Klingons aplenty. Let's get right to the story.
Without giving too much away, you're sent to investigate a missing ship and an outpost that may or may not be in the hands of Section 31. The mission then culminates with an epic battle with a legendary Klingon. I will say I enjoyed the first half of the story the most. There were lots of nice moments of humor and intrigue, as well as colorful dialogue responses. This mission had character. However, I really felt that the story was resolved halfway through the mission. The last 4 or 5 maps seemed disconnected from the main plot beyond having to pew-pew Klingons.
And that's putting it mildly, as wave after wave of the rigid ones make your objective an insanely difficult one to achieve. There were times when fun became agony when you were teased with wrapping up the map, only to find another few mobs had to be vanquished. We agreed that a bit less combat would benefit a truly engaging plot. We gave story 4 stars. On to map design.
The maps were nicely detailed, with lots of additional effects, props, and an interesting use of cryptic-made maps. These maps are hard to customize, and the author did a wonderful job doing so. However, there was a blinding space map that I didn't enjoy.
I particularly liked the use of a cave map that was partitioned off in spots to create a very believable underground base. The effort put forth on this map alone, to me, justified our rating. We gave it 4.5 stars. Now tech.
Lots of bells and whistles here, along with about every conceivable use of triggers and invisible objects. This was a well-constructed mission. My only complaint is probably an unfair one, since only one of my missions has a puzzle. Anyways, I really felt like the mission could have benefited from more puzzles. The only one that appears is simply a guessing game, and that was disappointing.
I agree with Kirkfat here on this puzzle. I was excited to see if I would be right in my answers, as I thought I had figured out the logical order according to importance. Turns out that it had nothing to do with a logical solution. Other than the puzzle, there was nothing here that wasn't top-notch. It had potential, though. We gave tech 4.5 out of 5. Finally, difficulty.
This is where I had the most trouble. I probably died 15 times. It was kind of a grind fest of battleships, powerful mods, pending death, especially in space. It took me 2 hours to complete this mission. However, the last space battle seemed easy by comparison. I really think the author could tweak this category.
Yes, there was just too much combat in this mission. At the risk of being called a crybaby, I have to say it became a bit more tiresome than fun. The key to the greatest missions is finding the right balance for your story. Ultimately, I ended up thinking that it made no sense that one embattled starship could defeat so many Klingon vessels. The Federation, if this scenario held true, could win the war in a day and be standing on Kronos victorious with a fleet of 10 ships. Difficulty garnered 3 stars. And here's the breakdown.
Don't take our word for it. Support the Foundry by playing these missions for yourself.
You've been watching episode 29 of Bite Size UGC.
And loving it. See you next time.
Hello everybody and welcome to episode 36 of Broadcast UGC. I'm Galactrix and I'm here with Bazag.
Good morning everyone.
Hello. And you just watched Finding Resolution by AJ Stoner on Bite Size UGC. Thanks for Captain PF Dennis for providing us with that. And this week, what are we playing, Bazag?
Well, we're playing one of the Foundry Spotlight missions that we recently done, conjoined by Denizen 6. It's been published for, I can't remember how long, but a good deal of time, definitely over a year.
Yeah, it's quite a long time ago the mission came out. I remember it being reviewed on podcast UGC like months and months ago.
Yeah, I think it was one of the first few episodes, I think, of podcast UGC where they reviewed it.
So we have actually travelled on my ship to the Iota Pavonis system, so we'd better get out there and start the mission. Can you read us the description first, though? Like, I haven't actually picked up the mission, so let's let's read the description.
A distant Federation world grapples with mysterious setbacks in their attempts to bridge the light years between them and the heart of the Federation. Will you be able to figure out what's really going on out on the edge of unknown space? It's primarily a diplomatic mission with some space combat. Do you want to read the Grant Mission dialogue?
I'll read the Grant Mission dialogue, okay. It's Admiral Marconi, so it says, Vice Admiral, I have a special assignment for you. Gameptis has been a Federation member for over 70 years, but its distance from Sector 001 means that it doesn't get much regular Starfleet assistance. The Gameptians have been constructing a transwarp conduit to link them to the rest of the Federation, but they've encountered some difficulties. Unidentified vessels have repeatedly disrupted construction efforts, but disappear without a trace. I decided to send your ship. They need a starship with the latest technology to coordinate defense and get that conduit completed. So let's accept that, and then let's go.
Yeah, well, first I've got to return to my own ship, because we've just been having a bit of a party.
And I've got a beam to my bridge, apparently. I'm too good for a turbo lift.
You are a Vice Admiral. You don't need to worry about silly things like turbo lifts. Anyway, so we're proceeding to Gameptis, which apparently is a long, long way away, almost directly through Romulan space. So, on the other side of Romulus, so I'm not sure how they ever joined the Federation to begin with. If they have to go through Romulan space to explore their territory. But I'm just, anyway. I'm just saying things to fill up the time here while we load.
Okay, so we've arrived here in the Gameptis system. Let's talk to the USS. I can't read any of these names.
I wonder how you're meant to say it. Gameptis or Gameptis? Gameptis. Anyway.
Yeah, Gameptis doesn't sound right. It's it's easier to say Gameptis, I guess. But this is the USS
Ayabhata.
The Ayabhata. Okay. Let's go.
Okay, I'll do this one. Welcome to Gameptis, Captain. It's always a pleasure receiving visitors from the rest of the Federation. No doubt you could use some time to relax after your long journey. Deep Space 14 has plenty of recreation facilities for your crew. I have notified of Commander Lest of your arrival. I hear he's eager to greet you in person.
Oh, and apparently I can still talk to it. It's the same message. It must be a contact. It's interesting. I don't see those often, like ship contacts.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a NPC contact, and the thing is just to go to.
Pretty interesting how they've been a custom alien that I've never seen before. That's pretty interesting, the way they put that together. Two carriers. I don't think that'll work. Oh well, you know, why not? I'm going to bring mine down, then we can compare them.
Yeah.
And okay, so who else should I bring down? Because apparently I can't choose Bazag for some reason. I can't like switch to. Oh, well, I'll bring.
Oh, that's me. Okay. I'll make myself bring someone. I'll bring Donnie down. Even though I probably should bring Neural down, who's I'll bring Neural down. Sad face. I want to bring Donnie. I like Donnie. Even though he keeps getting stuck in furniture and things with his cover shield. So he's made a custom transporter here.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty interesting design for one. One without the, you know, because usually people always go for that a transporter pad with lights behind it. This one is actually, you know, better. Well, not better. I mean, different. You know, unique for an alien ship. You expect to see this kind of alien transporter.
It does seem a bit alien in design, but still, you know, cool. And it's a Federation species, so who cares?
There you go. It says the turbolifts are offline until the gravity plating is repaired. Okay.
If the gravity plating is repaired, is broken, shouldn't he like be floating in midair? Or is it just the turbo lifts?
Maybe on the other decks. I mean, you know.
Oh, okay.
Turned off the turbo lift so you can't get there.
Or maybe it's the grab plating that propels the turbo lifts. I'm not actually sure what propels the turbo lifts. Okay, where's your Takara?
Over here next to me.
I don't know where mine is. Let me go find her. There,
there
she is. I don't think I've changed the uniform until it was...
What, you mean that's the same one from the tutorial?
I think so.
Okay.
She's... Okay, she's running off for her own thing now. I don't know why.
My one's like, you know, standing over here. Not running away.
Okay, let's go and... oh, look at this. Come over here, Galactrix. Have you ever seen an emote before?
That's weird. What is that? I have never seen that before. She's like hula hoop dancing and... I've never seen that one before. What is that one?
I have no idea. Hey, oh, there's... I can try it.
Yeah, there you go. That looks...
I think that's... Yeah, slightly disturbing, I think.
What does everyone in the chat room think of that? Oh my goodness. Okay, so this is the station commander, I guess.
Yes.
Welcome to Deep Space 14, Vice Admiral. We are rather proud of our station here. The Federation recently devoted some significant resources to upgrading beyond our old space habitats. If all goes well, this should be a new hub for exploration for this sector. We have work to do, but I would be remiss if I didn't allow you the time for an official welcome. The liaisons here can tell you many things about our little planet, so feel free to relax after your long journey and take in a little Gemeptian culture.
Okay, so we can talk to the cultural liaison or the industrial liaison. Sorry, I shouldn't be shooting
dead, you know.
Yeah.
You know your Takara has the same hairstyle as mine. That's so weird.
Yeah, well, my Takara is all default. So he's the industrial liaison. You want to learn about the major industries on Gameptus excellent. While GameTest is far from any other Federation worlds, we provide important resources used throughout the Federation.
What sort of resources?
Gemeptis is rich in onerite, a mineral that interacts over an unusually wide phasic margin, while we also have an abundance of rare sulfates and heavy metals. Onerite is a mainstay of our interplanetary export industry. The large rock you see next to me is how onerite is found naturally. We have many refineries that work day and night turning these rocks into industrial-grade material.
Phasic
So
margin.
yes. As I'm sure you're aware, all matter operates in a particular phase, much like a wave. Adjusting that phase can affect how that matter interacts with other forms of matter and energy. For example, if your phase was shifted by just 0.004, normal light will pass right through you, effectively making you invisible. Onerite's unusual crystal structure affects its phasic resonance, allowing it to interact with things both invisible and intangible to other matter.
What kind of applications are there for this?
Onerite is essential to many kinds of interphasic technology. We build parts for scanners, sensors, industrial fabricators, and EPS regulators. You see, being able to enhance interactions with select kinds of radiation and materials has a variety of applications.
Why not cloaking devices?
Years ago, firms on Gemeptis were contracted to build parts for a phase-based cloaking device. In theory, such a device could phase a ship far enough that it could not just be hidden, but pass through normal matter. I'm not sure what became of the project, but there was quite a scandal about it here when GameTian involvement was made public. It's safe to say we don't do that kind of work anymore. All the associated technology was sealed up in an old mine shaft and forgotten.
Tell me about another technology. Scanners and sensors.
Interphasic scanners are standard equipment on Starfleet ships and facilities. In fact, I'm betting there's an engineer on the ship using one right now. IP scanners let you see things invisible to normal sensors. A glint of polarized anions can reveal a microfracture, or a phased neutron peak can indicate subspace buckling. Without IP technology, you might not know there's a problem until something goes very wrong.
Do you want to hear about another technology, or should we just say thanks for the information?
What do you reckon, chat room? Should we keep searching or just move on?
Because we've got industrial fabrication or EPS regulation.
You know, I'm sort of interested about the EPS regulators. How does interfacing...
Okay, let's go for that then.
Interphasic technology can sync up plasma-based power nodes, resulting in an efficient redirection of energy. Essentially, the plasma streams are locked in phase, allowing quantum reactions to carry energy from one line to another. Coil spanners and compensators allow for quick directed power transfer without bulky apertures or dangerous build-ups. Okay, cool.
Should we just say thanks? Or...
Yeah, thanks for the information.
Okay.
Gemeptis isn't the most well-known planet, but I'm sure you'll agree will have an impact throughout the Federation. Next time you come across an IP core spanner, pull out your quantum microscope. The onerite core might just be nano-etched with a GameTian seal.
Interesting. Let's talk to the
Nano-etching. Yay.
Nano-etching. Now the cultural minister isn't this dancing one, is she?
I'm not sure where she is. She's on the other side of the bars. I think she's a she. I can't really tell.
Do you want to try some rum?
Oh, yeah, I'll try some rum. Being the drunkard I am.
So how was that?
Oh, it was definitely a bit unusual, but bit like Saurian brandy and 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 Aldebaran whiskey combined.
You went through
Something
the
like
whole
that.
bottle. There was a whole bottle on the
Uh,
counter there, and it's disappeared. So you,
I'm sort of a bit tipsy at the moment.
so let's
That's
talk to
why.
cultural cultural
Oh,
liaison.
that's what we're doing here. Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't know what we're
Yeah,
doing
we're
here.
not
So.
drinking all the booze. Gameptis has a rich history and a vibrant culture. What would you like to know about our planet?
Oh, something about its history.
Gameptis has a very long history of competing civilizations. Are you more interested in ancient or recent events?
Let's modern or ancient history. Let's just do modern.
Around 300 years ago, there was a myriad of cultures on every landmass on Gameptis, but contact between the continents was rare, and each region developed very differently. Traders from the city of Glencala used a new technology of their own, the helium airship, to trade for exotic goods across the oceans. Overseas trade blossomed, and the Glencalans became renowned anthropologists, recording all of the world's major cultures and languages. It is because of this that the capital of our world is located near Glencala and not on Mitlinga, where our earliest cultures arose. Once again, nations began to interact and compete. Several major wars occurred, and it became clear that we needed a new endeavor to encourage cooperation. The new Phyrexian Congress was founded to push the boundaries of science and technology. We launched orbiters and built a massive ship to take settlers to the nearest star system, but it was in 2310 that our first warp vessel was launched, and since then we've been able to explore even farther and join the Federation.
So, do you want to go? So that's interesting. 300 years is not what I would call modern, though. But
Well, it
you know.
depends on how ancient the ancient history is going to go. Is that going to go like a million years ago? This happened.
Let's have a look. See how ancient the ancient history is.
Many different civilizations arose on Gameptis, but for a long time our entire species was found only on the Mitlinga continent. As the ancient empires grew, they fought with each other and struggled for resources and territory. Eventually, a fleet from the city of Phyrexian stumbled onto another continent. For the next several hundred years, Gameptians explored and migrated to uninhabited continents on our world. This era brought a relative peace to Mitlinga, and a variety of cultures developed in the new territories. While the older civilizations survived on Mitlinga, their daughter cultures abroad quickly diverged and became their own and developed in their own ways. There were so many unused resources to be exploited on the new continents that contact across the oceans became rare. New architectural styles and ways of living flourished on every landmass. Each continent had a share of wars, but most regions developed interrelated cultures that lived in peace much of the time. Even today, each continent has its own unique art forms and customs.
All right, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, he's really come up with a whole backstory for this whole new race that he's come up with. Or
Do you want to look at the culture, or do you just want to move on?
well, it says tell me something else. Is there anything else? Oh, culture. I don't know. Do you want to listen to the culture stuff? It might be relevant. You never know.
It's food and drink and performance art. So we've already drunk the drink and done the
Right,
performance art.
Yeah, you've both the dancing and the drinking, so I don't know. So I guess we can just move on, unless we want to find out a little bit more about what the hell that dance was. But
Okay, there's places to visit as well.
oh, places to visit. Should we try that one? Yeah, let's try that one. because I'm interested. I want to know places to visit. There are dozens of sites any visitor should not miss. What sort of location were you thinking of?
Why not cities and monuments?
New Ferxie, our planetary capital, has a flavour all of its own. Our greatest efforts at exploration and technology are displayed there. You can see preserved multi-stage rockets, as well as anti-gravity booster used to launch our first warp ship. There are many ancient wonders on Midlinga. The ziggurats of Plethy are particularly impressive, but you can't top the hanging mausoleum of Butler. I can't read that. How can you say B-T-H-U-R-R, you know?
Buther.
Butler, or something.
Buther. Oh, Buther. Yeah, Buther. That's how I'd say it.
Which is suspended on living roots of millennia-old trees.
Okay. Let's have a look at natural wonders then.
One of the most impressive sights on Gemeptis is the Marsh Sea. The sea is home to many beautiful creatures and glows at night from bioluminescent polyps. The fog forest of Midlinga is a popular sight as well, with some of the oldest plants on the planet. Trees stretch to unthinkable heights, and you can walk through hollow roots deep under the ground. The Chiliksip upwelling is a magnetic anomaly that is surprisingly stable. Ferromagnetic rocks there have been pulled across the ground for centuries.
Okay, let's end it. Thanks for the information.
Okay. So what did you think of all those alien names?
Well, they're certainly unusual and hard to pronounce, but not impossible.
Yeah, it's hard to pronounce, but it's nice to have like a, an alien culture with really weird alien names.
Yeah.
It's lucky that we didn't have like, a whole group of people here reading it out this week. They would have like struggled with everything.
Yeah, it's I mean, Lest is one of the more usual names, more the common names than than others that we've seen. I suppose I'm doing Lest, aren't I? I hope you were able to learn something interesting about our home. Now on to the task at hand. We have scheduled a test of the transwarp conduit's field coils for today. If the test is successful, we could have the conduit opening in a little over a week.
What seems to be the trouble?
Each time we've activated the conduit systems for a test, unknown ships show up and start shooting. We don't know who they are or why they're targeting the transwarp aperture, but they're not using any kind of cloaking technology we're familiar with. They just appear without warning and disappear just as suddenly. The damage they've caused to the conduit hardware has significantly delayed the project and was set to be completed 2.5 years ago. But this isn't just about expediency. If they can target the conduit, they could just as easily strike our habitation domes. This threat needs to be stopped.
What do you need me for?
We've made all the preparations we can, but none of our systems have been able to detect any hint of the raiders before they appear. Your ship has the newer equipment than the Starfleet hand-me-downs we fly around here. I need you to use all the technology at your disposal to search for signs of cloaked ships. Hopefully, we can catch these attackers before they destroy months of work.
No, your Takara just ran away again.
Yeah, well, never mind. We have a difficult relationship.
I wonder what she keeps doing down there. She's just like running away from you, like, I gotta get away from Bazag.
Yeah, many people have said that. Maybe it's my stabbing.
So, can't we use some of your IP scanners?
We only export the basic components of astrometric-grade scanners. The actual assemblies are manufactured light years away. You're more likely to have one of them on board the ship than we are at the station.
Well, why not just engage the attackers?
I'm sure your ship has adequate weapons, but if we're going to prevent serious damage, we need to be able to prevent attacks, not just end them. Last time the Raiders blew out a plasma injector assembly in their first volley. Took us 7 months to replace it.
So I guess the only option is to have my crew start final preparations.
Good, and be careful, Baz. Oh, Baz, they called me Baz. Oh, these raiders have technologies we can't detect, and they attack without warning. But I have faith that with your help, we can put these incidents behind us. Head back to the transporter room when you're ready to beam to your ship.
That's where your Takara already was, so... There she is.
You know, I think from now on, I don't think I like using interacts for map transitions.
Really?
I've used it myself in a couple of missions. Because you think just the way that the Foundry works is that the mission ends, pretty much, but you don't have an objective or waypoint marker for you to tell you to where to go, and it can be a bit... can get lost a bit.
It does have this big glowing transporter pad. Does it not show map marker?
No map marker. There's no objective. I'm guilty of this myself.
Interesting.
I just I started to think that I just don't like it.
Do a lot of missions have it these days, or is it because this is an old mission that do you think it has this?
I don't know many new missions that haven't. I think though it's just up to the player who makes the mission, whether they include it or not.
Interesting. I think usually whenever you talk to an NPC and then it's like beam up to your ship, I usually see a pop-up that just pops up instantly and says, let's get out of here.
Yeah, and they could have Denizen 6 could have made this an interact object and had it the same thing, and have the same effect. And I think that's what I might do with my missions that have this sort of thing on.
Anyway, so let's get out of here. Energize.
Yes. Alright, we've talked a bit too much on that. It's
Bizarre's really been thinking about map transitions.
Yes, my brain has been working overtime, which has perhaps gone from 1-bit to 2-bit processing.
Is there anything new with map transitions on Triple? Like, can we set them to beam out or warp out or something, or play a different animation?
I don't think so. I haven't had a look to check, but I don't think so.
That's disappointing.
Oh, hang on. Missed that. Here we go. This communications array could be useful. I've read some recent research on tachyon interference. A team at Memory Alpha suggests that diffuse waveform tachyon pulses can reveal the presence of cloaked ships. We won't know where they are, but at least we'll know they're nearby.
Installing several of our latest tachyon emitters and tying them to the array's subspace antennas should do the trick. We'll need to put them near the edges of the array for maximum effect.
Okay, so we can tell the people to organize to local patrols. Okay.
There you go, Peregrine fighters, Delta shuttles.
Okay, just install one emitter and the second emitter.
I'm still turning around. Odyssey turns around. The emitters are calibrated and ready, initiating interference pulse.
We're receiving data, sir. The system seems to be working as planned. After filtering out the signatures of the station and all identified ships and orbital objects, the array isn't indicating anything else in the facility. Guess this one's a bust.
So I guess the only thing we have to do now is examine the asteroids and the sensor satellites.
Yeah, I'm just about at the asteroid cluster now. Oh, what do you think of the map construction?
I think it's a really interesting looking map. They've got the big station in the middle, they've got planet. It looks different from anything else I've seen, I have to say, in the station.
Okay, we should scan this transient asteroid cluster for gravitic anomalies. Scans of the rest of the Gametian in orbit don't indicate any unseen starship-sized objects. We'll need to get close to the asteroids to make sure that all the individual gravitic signatures are accounted for. Scan results are in, Captain. All major gravitational fields correspond to confirmed fragments. No significant mass change since the cluster was first charted, approaching Gametian orbit 7 years ago. If anything is hiding in here, we sure aren't able to detect it. Well, no luck. What do you reckon might be?
I'm gonna go to the sensor satellites.
Oh, I'll do the tactical. Recent Starfleet encounters with Romulan vessels have identified a low-energy Tetryon signature associated with some cloaking devices. Perhaps we could use these existing sensor satellites to look for this sort of radiation. Oh, it's engineering.
We'll need to recalibrate the sensor arrays. The satellite's sensor processors need to be updated to recognize this sort of signature, otherwise it'll be indistinguishable from background noise.
And we're updating the satellite. And another satellite. The satellites are all updated, initiating passive scans for Tetryon signatures. ... No patterns detected so far, enhancing noise reduction and extending available frequencies. Still nothing. If the radios are giving off Tetryon emissions, these satellites aren't capable of detecting them. Oh, that's me again. Well done, sir. But that was a very thorough search. Maybe they're really not here at this time, but it's just as likely that we still can't detect them. We'll go ahead with the test, but be ready and keep your sensors logging everything. If we see them decloak, maybe you can learn something that'll let us detect them. Move into position and observe the transwarp test. If you come over here to where the patrols are, you'll notice that they occasionally scan.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that they're not actually moving.
Oh yeah, they're not moving. Are they supposed to be not moving? Like, are they just scanning these dome things, or is it because Wonder doesn't work on space maps? Or
Yeah, Wonder has been a bit of an issue, but I'm not sure. I think they use the chat function to do that, or maybe it's just animation. And if they wonder, they can't, animate. Idle.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Anyway. Now let's just approach the gate and see. Let's get ready for pew pew.
You think there's going to be a pew pew?
Yes, I know there's going to be pew pew. Because I've played this before.
Alright, okay. This is conduit control. We are engaging primary subspace coils, feeding power to the transition horizon, equalizing baryon pressure. Radiation levels are holding steady, and tuning the coils for aperture gate initiation sequence. I just want to notice that they've got the special effect on the gate, and they only added those recently, haven't they?
Yeah.
So this mission must be
that's
recently.
one of the time portals. Yeah,
this mission.
Well, when I was spotlighted, I got an email from Brandon, so
Mm-hmm.
saying if you want to update, do so now and let us know when you're done. Whereas, so probably the same thing happened with Denison 6.
I have to say I like the effect. I've never seen it before, actually.
This is a time one.
Mm-hmm. Let's go.
Oops, I better get out of there.
Target's shields have failed.
I think I accidentally launched some fireworks there.
I'll do some on purpose.
Target's shields have failed.
Okay, that takes care of them.
So what? So they were all named unknown ships. Did you manage to see what the ships were costumed as?
Not really. They were really small. I can't really see what your ship is. It's a Define, isn't it? I must be really
Yeah,
zoomed out. Well, my ship is really huge.
your ship is really huge.
The aperture assembly has been successfully powered down, with no discernible damage from the attackers. We seem to have dealt with them before they could fire on the conduit.
So there's some anomalous seismic activity on the surface, localized near a major vein of onerite. Timing of this is too close to be coincidental. The activity began at the exact moment the alien ships appeared. We recommend we beam down and investigate. The epicenter is near an abandoned onerite mine. The miners had an emergency transport site we can use. You ready to energize?
Let's beam down to the mine.
This time I'm going to take Donnie with me instead of Takera. Since Takera has been so difficult.
Okay, I guess I'll keep mine on.
So what do you think of all that so far?
I think the missions have been pretty good so far. It does remind me of the other Denizen 6 mission we played before. It has all the backstory and the detail. It really puts effort into fleshing out
What was that? I forgot what it was called.
We played Spectre of the Past in episode 2, which was like 30 weeks ago more.
Never mind.
So
shiny.
nice effect. I like that. Rainbow glowing things.
Oh, here we go. Explore the cave this way. The epicenter is located 2 kilometers beneath us, but this is as close as the mine shafts get. We should scan the surrounding area to see if that will yield any clues.
What are these lights?
They're low-intensity plasma discharges, so harmless, but not a usual phenomenon on Gameptus. They seem to be the result of electromagnetic field oscillations emanating from the onerite deposits. We should find a concentrated vein and make some more detailed observations.
Okay.
Okay, here's one.
I've never seen this cave map before.
No, hang on. That's because it's a custom build.
Yeah, it seems really interesting with like platforms and bits that go everywhere. I just scanned the one by the transporters, so...
So, got the last one. Fascinating. Sir, I'm registering intense chronoton fields in and around the deposits. In fact, similar fields are scattered throughout this area. They seem to be stimulating an electromagnetic reaction from the onerite.
Anything else unusual?
There are concentrations of some kind of interphasic bacteria living around the onerite deposits. Normally, that would be unusual, but records indicate that these bacteria are quite common in Gametian mines. Interphasic organisms can be dangerous parasites, but these bacteria are reportedly harmless. They just pass through the rock and feed on various chemicals.
That's good, because I don't want them feeding on us and getting us mint frosting cakes and all that.
Cellulopeptide cake, or whatever it was. Certainly peptides were there. Most likely not. Chronoton fields can be created by phased matter passing through normal matter, but the intensity of these fields means they must have been created by something much larger than a bacterium.
Shall I read
You
this
go,
one?
go look.
Okay. So,
Yep.
if
You're
there
the
are
engineer.
Oh yeah, but I can't tell because all I see is Takara. But so, if there are phased objects moving around here, we're going to need more specialized equipment to see them. The chronoton energy levels we're recording indicate a phase difference far greater than our away team instruments can detect. The Gametians use interphasic scanners in their mining operations. Perhaps we could make use of some equipment they've left behind.
Let's find something, shall we? And you go again.
This is some very advanced equipment. Molecular phase inverters, transphasic polarizers, just about everything you'd need to make a phasing cloaking device. Just about every power in the quadrant tried to make it work once, but they were just too prone to accidents. These parts must have been gathering dust down here for decades.
Dangerous or not, we're going to need to use some of this technology to align our phase with whatever's been causing the chronoton fields. There's been some, there could even be a phase cloak based right here. It would sure explain how the razors in orbit hid so well. You'll go again.
I agree, we're going to have to take some risks. If you retrieve a molecular phase inverter, we can wire it to the console by the transport pad. That's not all we'll need though. We'll be phasing so far that we need to bring our own atmosphere. A small force field should be sufficient. The miners would have had emergency units around here in case of cave-ins.
And I'm just about to create a cave-in by shooting things and throwing plasma grenades and stuff like that.
Okay. I'll just retrieve this phase inverter here. So this is a standard kind of gathering stuff, kind of objective.
Mm-hmm. And I've got the emitter over here. So now we can go up to the transporter pad.
I'll have to go around a long way.
I better wait for you because, you know.
I wonder where my bridge officers went.
They got stuck somewhere 26 kilometers away.
Oh dear. See, that's the thing
Yeah.
about pathing on
Installing-
boundary maps. Initiate the phase alignment.
Okay,
What
look at
happened
this.
to the cave? It's gone. It's been replaced by flying jellyfish.
And there's a phased moon in orbit. Look at that. Look right
Oh,
up.
look at that. Yeah, how do they do that? Transparent moon. That's something I don't know how to do.
Okay, let's take environmental readings. Amazing, sir. Not a phase base, but a whole ecosystem. Breathable atmosphere, complex life, all out of phase with our own existence. And picking up signs of advanced civilization. EM signatures 50 kilometers from here, and life lives even closer to the north. I still don't know if these are the attackers, but somehow this is all connected, and we need to learn about whoever lives here.
Stay alert.
Jump! Whoop!
Well, I'm going down the stairs. Wow! I found my bridge officers.
It was my bridge officer that healed you. So, what? Ooh, this is that was a pretty cool transition.
Oh, I must have
The
missed it.
Onerite ore is still, yeah, the Onerite ore is still here, but that's about the only thing from the base that is the mine anyway. Ooh, scientists,
Aliens.
and they're friendly enough.
That's what you think.
I want to do this one. Va, glito, sul, varash, glasta, virmatol, kiakmos, throlensa. The universal translator is processing, sir. One moment. Do you want to read this one, sir?
Oh, I thought you were doing
Electrics.
it.
Yeah, well, I mean, I just don't want to do, two or three people in a row.
Oh well, that's what happens when we've only got 2 of us on this week. But what are you doing here? Are you responsible for the lights?
We're peaceful explorers, or are you sending ships to attack our gate? What do you reckon, chat room? Hello, Orient. What do you reckon? Should we go with the peaceful explorers?
Well, I would go with peaceful explorers. I don't know what you chose when you played through this, but you probably stabbed them with your knives.
No comment. I choose not to incriminate myself. Alright, anyway, let's
We're peaceful
Yeah,
explorers.
peaceful
Who are
explorers.
you?
We are the geologists sent here by our people to study the lights each time they appear. There are tremors and ships start disappearing in orbit. Do you know what is causing this? Sir, it sounds like the lights are as unusual here as they are in our phase. Our worlds must not be close enough to interact most of the time, or could be causing them to phase closer together, close enough to generate the chronoton fields.
Ask the scientists how often the lights appear.
Usually months apart, but the tremors have gotten worse, and we believe the ore holds the key. The lights only appear around certain formations of the ore, and we believe these structures are resonating to some unseen wave. And this is you. This is engineer.
Okay. Sir, I think he's onto something. Each time the conduit is opened, it sends out subspace waves, and if it can make phases shift down here, it could actually be phasing the ships in orbit all the way to our alignment. They may not have been intending to attack at all.
You may be right. I'm no warp physicist, but it would explain a lot. And I'm afraid that with all of the hysteria, a pilot caught in your phase could easily try to defend our world, not knowing that he is the one who has invaded your home. So what question? You
I
have
don't
warp
know.
chips? Because
What did you choose?
I chose the bottom one, I think.
I'd go with you have warp ships.
Yes, many of them. We have explored for light years around, but there are no other planets like ours anywhere within our reach. You are the first aliens we have come across, and to think you were here the whole time. Okay, so we're going back to the docking again.
So you haven't been sending ships to attack us?
No, of course not. We have ships to fight pirates, but we have no reason to plot against aliens we didn't even know existed. It seems this all has been an unfortunate misunderstanding. I hope our peoples can work together to fix this.
We come from a federation of many worlds.
How amazing! We have some colleagues who would jump at the chance to see your worlds and peoples. Can you take them with you to your phase? They can help you work out this whole mess with the lights.
Tell them about your phasing apparatus.
Excellent. I will radio our colleagues and tell them to meet you at your platform. My team and I will stay here and tell our people about this. Maybe someone more technically minded than myself can figure out a way to contact you directly. Okay, so now we've got to return.
That was in the middle of the air, though. How are we going to get up to that pad?
We've got to play a jumping game.
Is there anything to explore around the place, like the floating jellyfish things in the background, or are they things you have to actually put in yourself, or are they actually part of the map?
I think these are part of the map. I think.
Because they look three-dimensional. Like, you know, they look almost like you could run up to them and, like, you know, jump on them.
Yeah, I think, yeah, no. They're a part of the map, but they're sort of, you know, fully a part of the map.
So you're trying to run up to one of them.
Yeah, I don't know why, but trying to chase one down, and they're being all movie and stuff on me.
All movie?
Yeah.
No, I'm at the tentacles of one of them.
I'm in the tentacles of one of the big ones.
Are they solid or are they not solid?
Can't quite jump high enough to see. If I had a cation. Oh, hang on. Look over here.
Kind of weird. I wonder if they're plants or if they're actually, like, animals. Can't really tell. They remind me of the encounter at Farpoint jellyfish things.
Yeah, well, those were energy beings.
Mm. Oh well, let's go back to the phasing device.
Energy Jello. Yeah, let's return home. We can explore this at our leisure later.
My tricorder doesn't say which way to go.
Yeah, well, you can always look at your map. Press M.
I don't look at maps.
Whoops. Falling is not an option. Well, yes, it is.
Okay,
Setting
so
phase alignment for home. Sorry.
Okay, so we're gonna take these aliens with us. Let's go.
Aliens are friendly. Yeah, Zorbane says all we need is a good compass. We don't need no map. Though a sextant might be handy.
I think AltExist was just commenting on Champions Online. They've added a kind of objective thing, like a giant blue arrow above your head. That really helps. Okay, so we're back aboard a ship or a station.
We're the Deep Space 14.
Diplomatic lounge. Okay, let's talk to Commander List.
I'm glad you invited us to speak with these aliens. Oh, on our ship. Okay. On our ship. You've made first contact, but we'll have to learn to coexist with our newfound neighbors. To think we've lived right next to them for eons and didn't realize it. We'll set up a liaison office for them on Deep Space 14 as soon as we can. But enough of me thinking out loud. I'm sure you... Oh, I walked too far away. Naughty me. I'm sure you want to talk with the people you brought here. Enjoy the moment, Buzz. It's not every day that you find a whole new undiscovered culture. I'm going to talk to their head, jump on their heads, if I can.
That's not first contact behavior. See, did you get to Federation Ambassador rank?
Many people wonder the same thing. Let's talk to this lieutenant.
It will take a while to modify the transwarp hardware, but we should be able to make it work without causing the resonance effects you observed. Also, we are working on adapting your phase alignment design to allow for a quick transition between our phases. Soon, more representatives will be able to visit both realms of Gemeptis.
Oh, pretty cool. Now let's talk to this alien explorer. Hello, my name is Prukti. I was just talking to one of your scientists about how they think our world was formed. They believe some transphasic bacteria has been phasing the matter they eat for billions of years, and with this it's built up around the ore to form our continents. It's an incredible idea, but if you think about it, how every bit of organic matter has been used and been reused by life forms for eons, it starts to make sense.
Tell me about your world.
Well, you've seen what it looks like from the ground yourself. Our continents are built around massive foundations of the ore we are investigating, where the mountains, seas, and all sorts of other regions on the land. In between continents, however, is just empty air. Our planet's core is a hot mess of compressed gas. Our physicists had some theories about dark matter to explain why our planet wasn't as dense as our gravity would indicate. But seeing the planet from this phase... Oh, I did it again. I'm a naughty wanderer.
Now you're shooting at them. Come
This phase,
on.
it makes... it starts to make more sense.
Diplomatic incident here.
Oh.
So who do we talk to? Alien representative or Commander Trout? Oh, okay, alien
Uh,
representative.
Your choice.
Greetings, my name is Contivul. Your colleagues tell me that your gate is shut down for maintenance and that this should stop the lights and the disappearing ships. This is all very good news.
Can you wait 5 minutes? Sorry, people have been interrupting me. What about the ships that were lost?
It is a tragedy that they were destroyed in this misunderstanding, but my people will hold no ill will. The ships just seem to disappear on us, and the families of those lost will find comfort in knowing that their loved ones died trying to protect us. It's too bad that with all the hysteria over the disappearances, the patrol ships reacted violently, like they were in a pirate's trap.
What are your problems with pirates?
Our people dreamed of colonizing another world, but there were none suitable within our reach. We created many outposts in our solar system, but they became overcrowded, and pirates preyed on the chaos. Our patrol vessels are vital for maintaining order, but pirates are known to attack them directly from time to time. Hopefully we can find a planet to colonize in this phase, and perhaps our problems will be eased as we spread out.
There we go, and that's, oh, there we go.
And that's the end of the mission.
Well, we can talk to this other guy. But,
I'm just going to get this off my screen. I'm going to give a tip, and I'm going to give it 5 stars, because I thought it was excellent. No, bugs or misspellings or crazy things happening, or...
What I'm annoyed is that there's this texture overlap in this map. Right at my feet.
Well,
and
yeah,
it's not his fault,
that's
because
a
this is
cryptic
a...
map, this is a standard map. So we're talking to Commander what's-her-face? Trilt?
Yeah. I've been speaking to with our friend Contoval here, and he's told me much about their exploration vessels. He believes their space probe agencies would be very eager to start exploring this sector in our phase, and that we could even stage a joint operation.
Okay, so that's the first time I played this mission, and it wasn't what I was expecting. I don't know. I was expecting some kind of strange conjoined aliens or something like that, but yeah. Oh,
Whoops! Diplomatic incident.
Diplomatic incident again. Oh no. But what rating did you give this, Bazak?
I've given it a 5. I love the backstory he's woven. The new for not only for the game test but for our other game tests to find a new word for it. The owner art is interesting in that he's incorporated that into known Star Trek technologies such as the interphasic cloak and stuff.
There are lots of kind of things like the cellular peptide bacteria interphasing thingies. I think they even mentioned interphasic things creating fields by passing through solid matter, like that episode where Geordie and Ensign Rowe were phased out and making weird fields.
There's a great number of references. Everything in the actual story itself is a new and interesting look. It's done a really great job fleshing both cultures out. As we said, I really love the dance, and if he was on, we'd certainly ask him what that emote was.
yeah, it's a shame we didn't get him on this show to give us the behind the scenes tour. But I think it all the references he's used and all the stuff, all the technobabble seemed to make sense. Like he's done research. He didn't just make up a bunch of, as we've seen in some other missions. Maybe, I don't know, not as convincing as it could be. But it all sounded convincing to me, and the maps were really great designs. I think I've seen things that I never saw before, like the funny dance and the cave that was completely built and then transitioned away when you phase to another place. And I've never seen the glowy rainbow lights effect that was on there before either. And the phased moon.
I've seen that in exploration missions, but I haven't actually put that in.
I didn't even know. Yeah, I didn't know that was in the Foundry. And the see-through moon. I don't know what that was about.
Yeah, that's probably just a part of the background. The zone.
Could have been pre-built on one of the options,
yeah,
I guess.
one of the preset, because as everyone knows, we can't custom backgrounds.
I wonder how much of this is the same as it was like a year ago, or if it's been improved a lot, like with the technology wise, with the gates animation swirly thingy, and I wonder what else was added.
I remember when they did the podcast UGC review, they mentioned the dance, so that was definitely there. And I don't think the story would have worked if the whole trigger phasing, the phasing between realities wasn't there.
So this must have been after triggers.
Yeah, either that or they just he just did a new map, combined two maps into one.
Harriet in chat room says this felt most like a TOS or a TNG exploration episode than any other mission he's seen. Yeah, it does seem kind of like that. Definitely.
And Orient confirmed that it had the phasing when he played it ages ago. So, yeah, as far as I'm concerned, the only new thing that Denizen 6 has added was that time portal within the transwarp gate.
The mission holds up pretty well. And yeah, again, the design of the aliens, really interesting. And the obviously the names that we couldn't pronounce, and the funny alien translations. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Sure. I had a good time reading that out.
I'm not sure about their uniforms though, being the old-fashioned next generation uniforms, but I suppose they did say they were getting old hand-me-downs.
Yeah, well, they are. If I was these guys, I'd be feeling a bit miffed that they're getting hand-me-downs.
Yeah, you'd think they could replicate some new stuff. This is like the future. Come on. So, anything else you want to say about this mission?
Apart from I absolutely loved it and great job, Denizen 6. No.
Yep, great job, Denizen 6. I agree completely. I can see why they picked this for the Foundry mission spotlight. So, let's get out of here before you cause even more diplomatic incidents.
Oh, too late.
Yeah, so that was episode 36 of Broadcast UGC. Thanks everyone for joining us for this week, and we'll see you again next week. See you, bye.